Before we let you go, Chris, and get a prediction for the Musashi fight, I mean, you recently told a story about how you and John Vellante embarrassed some juice heads outside of a club by using your elite NCAA wrestling. I mean, everybody loves these kinds of crazy stories, these before they were in the UFC, you know, things that happen outside of the octagon. Do you recall any other times where you've used wrestling to get out of a sticky situation?
Yeah, I mean, well, for that one, I was a fighter. I think I might have had like 1 or 2 fights MMA already, so I was already a fighter for that incident. But I just wasn't in the UFC, so no, you know, I wasn't like a big name or anything. But yeah, there was of course. There's been times I had to throw some people on their heads.
What happened? Give us the details. What's one of the times that you had to throw someone on their head?
Well, there was one time where I was outside this bar and I was with another small wrestler. He's like a 125 pounder, and this is when I was younger. I was like, I don't know, 20 something, you know, 20, 22 or something, 21. I don't even know. And as we're leaving the club, my friend, like the small guy I was with, he's a 125 pound wrestler. He was pretty drunk, and I noticed he was surrounded by 3 kids, bigger kids. There were these kids that played basketball around the neighborhood. And they were like just making fun of him. And I came over and I was like, bro, what the hell are you guys doing? I kind of like started creating some conversation with them. And they basically were like, what the hell you think you're going to do? Blah, blah, blah. We go back and forth. He pushes me. I said, don't touch me again. He pushed me again. I said, don't do that. I said, that's your last time pushing me. And when he went to go push me again, I just dropped him with a punch. And as I did that, one of his boys came behind me and tried to throw me in a rear naked choke. So he was circling around this, you know, they were going to try to jump me. And when he did that, I took his arm and I arm threw him. And when I arm threw him over my back, you know, I threw him over my back, he tried to keep his head up. And so when he tried to keep his head up, his head literally scraped across the concrete, and his face literally, like, just his skin just fell off his face, and he's screaming on the floor now. And I let go of him, and that kid I dropped with the first punch is starting to get up. So I get on top of him and I'm holding him. The third kid is getting beat up by my 125 pound wrestler. He got double legs, and that kid's beating him up. And so the one kid I dropped, I'm on top of him. I'm kind of just holding him there, and he's out of it. So I'm like, all right, let me get off. I get off. There was like a huge crowd around because the people who I beat up, people were happy I beat up. I'll just put it that way. And as I'm walking away, 3 cop cars like pull around the block because there was a big bar scene. It was like this big, you know, it was around the colleges. It was around the college. So there's a lot of kids, and the cops are always around just making sure no one gets in trouble. So as soon as the cops come, my one friend started sprinting in one direction away. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to sprint. I don't want the cops to, like, you know, get out of the car and start chasing me and make it obvious it's me. I'm like, I don't feel like I just kind of defended myself, so I don't feel like I did anything wrong. So I started walking towards the cops, and there was a large crowd of people, so I just wanted to blend in. And then, but of course, the kid who's screaming with his face, you know, all messed up, he's screaming, "Get the kid in the shirt!" And I think I was wearing like a red shirt. He's like, "Get the kid in the red shirt!" And the cops grab me, throw me in the car, and they're like, "Yes, that kid's father is a cop." At that point,
oh wow.
Next thing I know, these cops are like making stuff up. They're like trying to say I stomped on this kid's face, and I'm like, whoa. And they just were trying to like call me a liar. I was like, I didn't do anything wrong. I just defended myself, and they were picking on my friend. So I got a little trouble, but nothing too serious. And yeah, that's another instance where that happened.
Wow. What an amazing story, Chris. Thanks for sharing it with us. Look, we'll let you go. We know you're busy. Got to get back to training. As we let you go, your prediction for April 8th or 9th here in Australia, UFC 210 in Buffalo, New York. How do you see yourself beating Gegard Mousasi? Give us the prediction.
I think a TKO. TKO round 2.
Well, there you go. TKO round 2. And luckily, there's no concrete in the octagon, so there won't be any face scraping going on this time around. The fight is April 8th in America, 9th in Australia. Obviously, Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi, UFC 210 in Buffalo, New York. Make sure to follow Chris on Twitter and Instagram at Chris Weidman UFC. And check out his Twitch channel. He needs a bit of love, the All-American One. Watch Chris play Counter-Strike and a bunch of other things. Chris, thank you so much for stopping by and chatting with us. We appreciate your time. And good luck on April 8th.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.